Well, good evening. It's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and I am at the Love's truck stop. I don't know. It's just east of Winslow, Arizona, on Interstate 40. I'm headed to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and what did I say? It's almost about 7:25, 7:30 on Saturday, May the 14th, 2022, and we're going to do a straight razor shave tonight. I'm tired. The last 36 hours have been not so much exhausting as much as wearying, and I'll tell you more about that as we move along. But we're going to use a beautiful razor, one of my absolute favorites in my collection. It's a Bakal. It's an 8/8. It's a 1-inch wide razor. It's a full hollow, and you can see that etching on the face of the blade and on the tang with the name description. It says Sulligan on it, and on the handle scales. And so that's that. We're continuing to use the Angora soap's Midnight Lavender, and it's an adequate, it lathers up just fine. It's got a moderate aromatic, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd call it a 5 or 6, as if I'm any good with that kind of rating stuff, and I'm not. And for our brush this evening, we're going to use the Simpson Chubby 3 Manchurian Badger. And it's been soaking. Well, I had a nice hot shower. I got good hot water here. And so let's get the brush lathered up. Let's get the face lathered up, and let's commence this shaving process. Yeah, I'm getting good lather off of the puck. And I've had a lot of downtime since Monday or Tuesday. I had a 34-hour restart in Coachella. I had another 34-hour restart, which is to say I was off duty, sitting doing nothing except watching movies on Tuesday and Wednesday after delivery. And then I had now this is the part that wearied me out, that aggravated me no little bit. And when I had a 12:30, no, scratch that. I had a 1 o'clock in the afternoon load time appointment yesterday in Los Angeles. And I was there at 12:30. I was 30 minutes early. Which is, that's the maximum that they like you to arrive early. Most places, I don't know about this place, they seem to be low key, so if I'd gotten there earlier, I don't think I would have had a problem. But they didn't get me loaded and out of there until 8:30 last night. I sat there for, 8.5, almost 9 hours. And they came over and told me they were having some problems with the loading pumps from their storage tanks into my trailer, which is not an uncommon problem for some places. And so the day crew did what they could. They got it, from what I was told, I was led to believe that they got it about the tank until the shift change about 5, 6 o'clock. That they had the day crew had gotten the tanker about 50% full. When this Simpson brush is wet, it splays nice. It's got nice backbone. It's got good scrubbing action. And frankly, I don't find a lot of difference between the Manchurian Badger and the Super Badger for Simpson. They're both excellent brushes. I'm very excited about. See, there's another brush I bought too besides the Plisson, and that was another QED of their Manchurian silver tip. And this one was a 28 millimeter knot, and that's that super soft with a good, firm, bouncy backbone in it. And I have a feeling I'm just going to love these brushes. Charles at QEDUSA.com does a fabulous job. And speaking of websites, let me just go ahead and say that if you're watching from YouTube, I say thank you, welcome. Hit the like and subscribe button. I don't know why, but my views have exploded from what I'm used to seeing. I've got some that have over 400 views, you know, and when I first started this thing, I was getting 1, 2, 5, 10. Okay, let's get started here. And then once you've gone over there, and if you're watching me on YouTube, like, subscribe, go on over to the Shaving Cadre. Good bunch of fellas. I'm enjoying my interactions with them. And I think you will enjoy it too, being a part of that. In fact, tomorrow is a Sunday Zoom call, and you may enjoy coming onto that. Now, you do have to pre-register for it, but you can do that right up to the last minute, as I understand it. I could be wrong, so you need to go over there and check. All right, let's go. I've got approximately 52 hours worth of whiskers on my face. Now, that's the first time I've stretched up there for that part right there, and I like that move. It just kind of came naturally as I was coming down there, and so it's been a very aggravating. So that plant yesterday put me out because they got me loaded, and they expect you to leave when they get you loaded, and they put me out on the street at about 8:30 last night. I had about 5.5, 6 hours on my drive clock. And my intention, when I went in at 12:30, my drive plan was to get loaded, 2 to 3 hours to get loaded. I'm out by 3 o'clock, 2.5 hours up to Barstow. I used some alum on my fingers there to make that stretch. And so I knew I wasn't going to find a place to park at Barstow. I thought about maybe pressing on into Arizona and do a late night midnight express. No, that's not me. So I ended up, because you know, when you go out I-10 out of Los Angeles, you pick up Interstate 15 going north like you're headed to Barstow in Las Vegas. And I ended up parking on the side of the road in a dirt pullout with about half a dozen other trucks, a big dirt pullout. And now mind you, I'm hazmat, I'm class 3 flammable. It's it is against company policy to do that. I talked to my safety manager this morning, blah, blah, and that's, you know, rules are made to be broken. In the event of an unforeseen set of circumstances, like who would have foresaw that their pumps would have broken down, that they would have held me to 8:30, that with the truck parking situation as it is in the United States, particularly in a major metropolitan area like Los Angeles, these people do not understand just how you can't find a place to park. I could have driven straight through to Oklahoma City last night and from Los Angeles to Oklahoma and never found a parking place. You think I'm kidding, and I'm not. So I haven't done that in 5-6 years, park alongside the road in a pull-out or on an on-ramp, off-ramp with a placarded hazmat product. I haven't done that in a very long time. And it's not, like I say, it's against company policy, and it's not a good idea to do, and it's certainly not what I want to do. I want to be in a truck stop where I've got my amenities and shower, and I haven't showered in 4 days, nor had an opportunity to do so. Now, when I was shut down, when I was doing my restart over there at Coachella, I had the showers, I had everything I needed. Now, all I had was when I was at the tank wash, you know, all I had, they had a shower in there. Yes, it was a bathroom with a shower that is never cleaned. These are cleaned after every use here at the Love's Truck Stop. Sanitary reasons, and I'm sure there's some health department regulations that govern that. Over there, they just got a shower stall, you know, come and go as you please, grease all over the floor, along with whatever chemicals they're using to wash out the tankers, and there's no thought to hazard safety or personal hygiene. I had to wash the sink out myself by hand and dry it out and make sure, you know, which I don't mind doing that because I want to shave. So that's part of the drill when you're on the road. There's a bunch of, just a bunch of stuff. Substitute whatever word you want to. So I'm a little bit testy, as you might be able to tell. But the good news is I'm shaving, and I had a shower, and I'm going to have a good dinner. And so things are starting to come together. You may see the little nick on the top of my head right there. I did have a shave 48 hours ago off camera that I did not record. And oops, got myself. I want to say this blade was last finished on a Arkansas, not sure which one, probably the black. Though I can't be positive about it, but I'm reasonably confident. While I was down doing my restarts and so forth, I did spend a pretty good amount of time on the shavingcadre.com, just surfing around and posting things here and there. Had a good time doing that. used a little bit more alum on there. So I'll decompress today, and the next 2 days are going to be easy driving to Oklahoma or to Arkansas. And we'll be fine. You know, the easy part of truck driving is driving the truck. It's everything else that's a pain in the beep beep. I mean, and once you got enough experience that backing doesn't become an issue for you, it's hard for the new guys to visualize the backing and the spatial differences and so on and so forth. I had to, it's always fun to watch the new guys with their trainers in the truck, backing a truck. The trainer gets out and guides him in, and he turns the wheel the wrong way, and he misaligns his back wheels with the hole that you're trying to back into, and with the parking stripes, which may or may not be there. It's just that's the fun part, you know, and truck drivers can be rather merciless. And you need to go back to school. Where'd you get your CDL? You know, Cracker Jack's box, and you know, that's why I keep the CB radio off. I don't listen to that crap, because it will rattle you when you're new and getting started. But it's still, nonetheless, fun to watch them. Fun to watch them. So you just try and be patient and let them do their thing, and they'll figure it out. And I had both of my major safety managers that I've had at my present company, well, for the last 10 years, my only company, both of those guys have repeated the mantra that to get really good at backing, it really does take about 5 years of experience on the road, in the truck stops, every day, to really get the backing down. Because you just don't perform that maneuver very often, trying to back your truck into a parking spot in a truck stop where you may or may not have enough room to get it in one shot. So you got to, tonight right here, it took me 4 tries. I say tries, I put the back end of the trailer in position, and you start to back in, you got to pull up a little bit, come back some more, pull up a little bit, come back some more, pull up a little bit, come back some more, because they don't give you enough room in front of you to straighten the truck out and back straight in. The cost of real estate, that's what that comes down to right there. And so they make it as difficult on us. Well, that's just part of being a truck driver. Yeah, my middle finger is a part of my hand too. That was pretty good, actually. I just made that up. Okay, I'm sorry. Not YouTube friendly. Okay. So all my recent orders are at home now, and they're waiting for me. All my Martin de Condre soap has come in, and so I'm very anxious to get home. And this is going to be a slow process, testing all of those. I say testing, using all those soaps, because it's like the Angora. I take one with me on every trip. I just don't have the room to take more than one. And that green tube of CO Bigelow, I can take those two in my bag along with my other gear. So it'll take a while. It'll take at least 5 weeks. Most of my loads I'm out for 6 to 8, maybe 10 days. More like 6 to 8. And so I'll alternate. Well, I'm going to use the Martin de Condre pretty steady. I'm going to also be bringing the Plasson brush with me next week. I always like to use a new brush for at least one full trip, 10 days or so, 8 to 10 days. Give it a good hard workout too. Don't be, when you get a new brush, oh, I'm afraid. Now, here, let me show you something. Right here. This is, well, you do that for about a week. Every brush is going to lose some bristles. And I realize I'm jumping around here, but every brush is going to lose some bristles. It's just a question of how many and for how long until it stops. A good brush you might lose a couple, 2 or 3 bristles every day, for a week, and then it stops. I can live with that. Very nice. If all these big name, fancy name brushes are really all of that, if they are really grade A #1, they'll stand up under the harshest of circumstances. And treating a brush, respectfully, you don't pull them, you don't squeeze the water out of the knot by pulling forward on the bristles. That don't work. That really don't work. All right. That's the first time I did that kind of stroke there, and right there in the corner of the mouth, with the mouth open like that. I think I liked it. You got to try things. You just got to try things to see what works best for you. And sometimes you get locked into a pattern, and and then you find something. Let me try this. This might work a little better, and it does. So we did ride at 500 miles today. When I got stopped last night, that was about, what time was that? They turned me loose at 8:30. I guess it must have been around 10:30 last night, I guess. And it was 23 and a half hours from where I stopped last night to my destination in Arkansas. And so I took that and divided it by 3, and it told me that it was, calculator told me that that was 7.5 hours for 3 days. Well, that's an easy And that's why I stopped at the hour I did. I don't like, when I stop late, I don't like putting myself into a position where I've got to get up late. I can't get started until late, like 10 o'clock in the morning. No, I've burned up half my day. I like to get up about 5 o'clock in the morning, get rolling by 5:30, 6 o'clock. Have my day done by 4 o'clock, 4:30. Go to bed, or shave, shower, shave, eat my dinner. But I'm off duty on what they call sleeper berth by 4:30, 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now what that does for me, it gets me stopped when I want to get stopped. It gets me into the bed when I want to get into the bed, which is about 9 o'clock. Lights out about 10 or 10:30, and up at 5. And so when I'm outside of that norm for me, which is not very often, quite frankly, I've been able to manage my schedule pretty good. Especially over the last 5 years, 4 years especially. I got plenty of soap for a head shave, which I am going to do off camera when I'm done with the face shave here. Work around my nick I got on the top of the head up there. Looks like I got lather all over the place, but you know what? I'm having fun. That's what I love about this. Just do what you want to do. Shave the way you want to shave. Yes, there's certain fundamentals, rudiments that are good to follow. So I hope your shaves are good. I hope you're shaving the way you like to shave. I hope you're getting the equipment that you want to get. That's one of the fun things about watching these kinds of videos, is see what other people have and if you want it or not. If they like it, you might like it. You know, you don't like it. I have found that a lot of the guys that I watch after, they got many of the same pieces I do. You know, and sometimes I got the idea from them to get it. You know, I watch people from all over the world. I got a lot of time in the truck. I like this hobby enough. I want to know who's doing what, who the leading lights are. And there's a guy called Paul Sperry from England. I watch him from time to time. He's crazy. I like him. There's another guy from the UK I like watching too from time to time, and that's a guy by the name of Mr. G. I don't watch him all the time. He uses DEs and straight razors and shavettes, and I watch these guys almost exclusively. If they're using a straight razor, the chances of me watching them are highly probable. If they're using something other than a traditional straight razor, I'm on to the next guy, because that's what I want my strong suit to be, is the straight razor. Why would I look at a DE guy? Not that I have anything against it, but for me. You know, maybe I am a bit of a purist in that respect with regard to straight razors. And that's okay. That's just, that's part of the beauty of this thing, is that you can take it any direction you want to and make it yours. yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. As I said at the early part of the video, the soap, the lavender, it could be a little stronger in my opinion, but you can't beat this for look how much lather I've got, look how thick, rich, and creamy it is. It just keeps, takes a beating and keeps lathering. So this is, that little bit will help me on my head shave when I get there here in just a minute. Okay, I think that's going to be it for the face shave. Very nice indeed. The razor performed magnificently. We use the Soligen Bakal. Just lovely, the 1 inch 8/8. We use the Angora Midnight Lavender. We use the Simpson Chubby 3, Manchurian Badger, lovely brush. And that's it. Thank you for watching. YouTube, theshavingcadre.com. Go over and take a look at it. And I thank you very much. And we'll see you down the road. Bye.